So before you start the course, there are four things you need to have in place in order to do this properly. Now, the first one is very, very obvious, and it's a pen. Now, a writing tool for this course is as simple as you want it, but I do recommend getting something that flows nicely on the paper. It means getting an old Bic. As much as I love them, they can be a bit of a drudge to write with. They stick to the paper and then you don't feel like you can get that flow that's going to help you later on. So get simple gel pen. If you fancy, get a cheap fountain pen, whatever it is, just make sure you feel that it flows nicely on the paper. Now, the second thing is the paper. Now, again, there's so much you can get out there. You can get anything from just, a stack of A4 printer paper, which would work fine, to leather bound fancy things. I don't want you to put too much money into a fancy notebook because it has a tendency to make you feel that you have to do it right or do it good, do good writing. Now, that doesn't exist. You're going to be vomiting a lot of random stuff out in this period. So, if a fancy notebook is going to make you feel self conscious about kind of wasting the paper, don't. Get the cheapest school notepad you can get, and it's fine. It doesn't matter if it's blank, it's got rules, squares, or dots. Right now, the main thing is to start building a habit, and then you can start refining the materials that you work with later on. The key thing is get something easy to get hold of and start quickly. The third thing is find yourself a space. Now, if you're living with somebody, try to find a place where you can write, where you can tell people, please don't come in right now. It's just because in the beginning, you're going to be going through a lot of new emotions. You're going to be writing out a lot of stuff that you probably haven't touched on before. And I know in my personal practice, it's not that uncommon that I've ended up crying because I found myself really reflecting on stuff that was heavy to deal with at times. And sometimes it's been tears of relief of realizing, wow, I don't actually have to carry this with me anymore. So a space where you can feel you can be a bit more private is a good idea. And the fourth thing is time. You need to find a way to carve out at least 5 minutes at a time. It doesn't have to be a full 30-minute session every time, but if you're doing a daily routine, you can find 5 minutes during a lunch break or something like that. Bring your pen and paper with you and just start kind of getting into the habit of writing. If you can take longer periods during the weekend, that's great. The journaling techniques have all got opportunities for you to go in quickly and do a short spurt, and it can also make you go over a longer period and fill tons of pages. So, with that, remember, don't overspend on the most fancy stuff right now. Just get something that works. That's the key thing. What you want to be doing is writing.